For sushi, we cut thin slices. Just 4 movements. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my little secret. I think it turned out pretty well. Welcome to Fujiwara Yoshi. Today we'll be making sushi and sashimi. Something you've been asking me for a long time. Just yesterday, I broke down a 200-kilogram tuna for this purpose and saved a few pieces. This is the loin, the central part of the back. It contains several types of tuna meat, Akami, Chutoro, and Toro. And this is Otoro, the fatty belly near the gills. It's the most expensive and the tastiest part. If you like our channel, please subscribe to it right now. I would be very grateful. For sushi and sashimi, we'll use daikon, green onion, cucumbers, shiso leaves, fresh and pickled ginger, wasabi, and of course, soy sauce. You can't do without it. But the most important, shari, sushi rice. I've prepared it in advance. To put it simply, it's about this part. It's called tempeh. That's the part mainly used for sushi and sashimi. This part on top is more often used for sashimi, from here for other sushi. And the chutoro part can be used for both. It's right here. Let's cut it into parts. This is Saku dori, a method of cutting large fish into sections. This slab is 1 saku. It's convenient to cut it into pieces for sushi, sashimi, and everything else. Just remember, areas without sinew are the most expensive. The value of tuna meat depends on its fat content and can vary tenfold. There are only 2 or 3 types of fatty tuna. Of course, it depends on the season, but usually it's bluefin or big-eye tuna. Sometimes you'll find it in yellowfin, but that's more like a miracle. Usually, in first-class high-end restaurants, they use exactly this kind of Atlantic bluefin tuna. A bit more. Here it is, my favorite part, the Otoro. Well, the fish is ready. Let's start cooking. We'll begin with serving sashimi. First, let's prepare a vegetable bed. Grated daikon pairs perfectly with fish. At the beginning of winter, tuna is usually the fattiest and tastiest. This mainly applies to Atlantic bluefin tuna. During this period, specimens reach up to 200 kilograms. Come visit us on Tuna Day. See it with your own eyes. Add a couple of shiso leaves. They're also called Japanese basil. They can be green or red. And a few slices of cucumber. There, we prepared a vegetable bed for sashimi from different parts of the tuna, Akami Chutoro and the fatty Otoro. Serve with wasabi. Let's start with the Otoro, first removing all the excess. We cut small, even pieces, each weighing 15 to 20 grams. These trimmings will later be used for sushi rolls. Like this. This is the standard weight of fish for both sushi and sashimi, a maximum of 20 grams so that it fits easily in the mouth. There are different ways of slicing, but I'm showing the simplest. The challenge with sashimi is to arrange the slices in a fan shape so that they all face the same direction. That's what makes it beautiful. If you arrange the slices randomly, it's no longer a dish, just a pile of fish. Everything should be balanced. Add pickled ginger, a few lemon slices, and a bit of wasabi. If you can find it, definitely add wakame seaweed. They usually come dried like this. You need to rinse them in cold water, then pour hot water over them, then cold again. Then squeeze them well. This way they become soft, loose, and slightly fluffy. Many people, even chefs, mistakenly soak them only in cold water. As a result, the wakame becomes sticky and wilted. That's really unappetizing. So don't be lazy. Prepare them properly, please. They're worth it. Let's add a few edible flowers. In Japan, sashimi is usually served in odd numbers. Most often, 3. So there are 3 types of fish on the plate, and they are arranged starting from the far end of the plate. The tastiest pieces, Otoro, are placed on top, you could say, on a throne, and then it goes down in quality. I think it turned out pretty well. That's how sashimi is served in Japan. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below this video. Of course, preparing such sashimi at home is quite difficult, but nowadays you can find yellowfin tuna in supermarkets. So if you find something good, I'd be happy if you try to make such sashimi at home. So sashimi is ready. Let's move on to rolls and sushi. The slicing of fish for sushi and sashimi is quite similar. But while for sashimi we cut rectangular pieces, for sushi we cut thin slices, slicing the meat slightly at an angle. Each piece is about 15 grams. See how? All in all, a couple of grams more or less won't make a big difference. Cut for sushi, the most important thing is balance. Some people say, more neta equals tastier, but in reality, it's not about adding more fish or seafood. On the contrary, the key is in flavor balance. Too much rice, not tasty, but too much fish, also not great. Everything should be just right. So, we've sliced the fish. Now we'll make uramaki, hosomaki, and of course, nigiri. Let's start with thin rolls. Hosomaki. Take nori. By the way, nori, like other seaweeds, is rich in minerals. That's why it's often mentioned, for example, in relation to the thyroid gland. You'll notice one side is glossy, the other rough. Fold in half and split. Only half a sheet is needed for thin rolls. Today I won't explain how to cook rice. I've shown that in earlier videos. I think the links should appear around here. Please check them so you don't make mistakes. Let's prepare vinegar water, tezu. Tezu is water for the hands. You can add lemon, vinegar, or pickled ginger brine. It also contains vinegar. But be careful. Too much water will break the rice apart, so you only need a few drops. I'll show you how. Dip 2 to 3 fingers into the water very quickly, and moisten the other hand with them. Like this, see? I've worked a lot with water, so my hands are already quite damp. There's no need to soak them. Besides, as I said, too much water, and the rice will fall apart. Why would we want that in the kitchen, right? You've probably seen how sushi is made, And notice that many chefs wrap their mats in plastic wrap. That's for making uramaki, when the rice is on the outside, to keep it from sticking to the bamboo. But in hosomaki, the nori is on the outside. This is my little secret. In my experience, nori shifts a bit on plastic wrap. Even just a few millimeters, it affects pressure and rolling speed. So for hosomaki, I don't use any plastic wrap. I'll show you everything now. Of course, it depends on the type of sushi and your preferences. But usually for one roll, you use about 80 grams of rice. Spread it on the nori, from one edge to the other. Be sure to leave a bit of space at the far edge to help seal the roll nicely. Now a little wasabi. Wasabi is more than just a spicy condiment. It's a disinfectant. Since we're using raw fish, we add wasabi. With it, you can eat the fish calmly and safely. Place long strips of fish right in the center. It's important to have the same amount of rice on both sides, and just enough filling so the nori edges meet perfectly in the center without gaps. It may sound immodest, but this is one sign of mastery, when the seam is exactly in the center, see? A perfect hosomaki, symmetrical from all sides, but it takes some practice. Now I'll show you how to make uramaki. For this roll, you need more rice, about 120 grams, because here we left a margin on the nori, but in uramaki we don't. And here it's more convenient to use a mat wrapped in plastic. You'll see why. First, we do everything the same. Take rice, about 120 grams. This much. Place it on the nori and spread it edge to edge. Now flip it in one motion. Rice side down. See? The rice sticks well to the nori. Then we'll roll the roll with rice on the outside. Add a bit of cucumber and green onion. And now, a few strips of tuna. Why this combination? Let me explain. Tuna is quite fatty, but if you add cucumber and onion, you get a refreshing taste. See how I joined the roll edges? Press it down well. Look. The seam is once again in the center. You'll get it too. To decorate, we use roasted sesame. You can simply sprinkle it on top, like this. But if you like sesame aroma, chop it slightly with a knife. The aroma becomes stronger. You'll definitely succeed. Well, uramaki is ready. Today I use this sesame from the brand Katana. It's easy to find in supermarkets, and it's already roasted. Perfect for those too lazy to roast it themselves. You can use it. I recommend it. Now we move on to the most difficult part. I'll squeeze out some wasabi. Let's make nigiri sushi. In the comments, you asked to see how I make them. Let's try. Take about 15 grams of rice. Though at home, you can use about 20. So I'll take a bit more. Here's a little trick. Look, I wrapped a 20-gram rice ball in plastic. This is for training. Place the rice on your palm and imagine fish on top. Press from top and bottom, then from the sides, flip. These movements help achieve the right shape. Usually chefs make about 12 to 13 nigiri per minute. That's a normal speed. If we talk about professional sushi chefs, A good chef can make 250 rolls like this per hour, and about 130 to 140 of these, and 10 to 12 nigiri per minute. Only after reaching that level in Japan can you call yourself a chef. Abroad, of course, there are no such standards, nor the same opportunities. Today we have a different goal, but if you're interested, try it and time yourself. Remember, just 4 movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, and remove your hands. Why? The rice is warm, the fish is cold. If you fiddle for too long, the rice cools, the fish warms. It becomes unappetizing. That's why sushi is made and served as fast as possible, to preserve temperature balance and flavor. You make it and eat it right away. Be sure to practice before touching the fish. When I was learning, we were made to do this for 3 to 4 hours a day. Get ready. Let's begin. Try wiping the surface of the fish with a kitchen or paper towel. It won't be slippery and will stick well to the rice with the help of wasabi. And now, like we practiced, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very quickly. Notice how I hardly use water? That's because we're working with tuna, and it's fatty. Fish fat is already everywhere. Now, we just need to cut the rolls. Why dip the knife in water? Simple. The rice won't stick to a wet blade. See? If the knife is dry, the rice sticks to it and it's very hard to cut. Here, look, just like I said. The filling is exactly in the center. This is a crucial condition to be called a chef. Uramaki are cut slightly differently. Not just straight, but diagonally too. That looks nice as well. Almost done. Let's add some ginger. Lemon for decoration. And of course, wasabi paste. If you have edible flowers, you can use them to garnish. Sushi is not just tasty, it's beautiful. And this is what we ended up with. Today we prepared sashimi and 3 types of sushi: hosomaki, uramaki, and nigiri sushi. If you still have questions or want to share your thoughts, please write in the comments. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. I really want to keep sharing different recipes with you. Tell me what else you'd like to make. In the meantime, enjoy the taste of tuna in sushi and sashimi. And of course, if you liked this, please like and subscribe to our channel.